It's Fuck Yeah Friday.
Fuck yeah!
Get ready for some wins.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started. Hey, Be It Babe. Welcome to the FYF, the last one of October. Holy freaking moly. What a month. I spent most of it not in the country. So it feels like I only had like a week. It's not funny. Like if you travel, you feel like it's not like time stood still, but like you weren't home for so much of the month that you're like, oh, I only had 1 week of October, which is not true. Time really stood still in Cambodia, and I have some wins to share with you about that in a second. But first, I'm going to celebrate your wins. So remember, Fuck Yeah Friday. This is a day that we actually take time to celebrate wins, especially the small ones, especially the incomplete ones. And of course, you can celebrate some big ones. And I share yours that you send to me, and then I share one of mine. So this one is from Stephanie Eater. She is an agency member and Elevate Round 2 person. So here we go. Just spent 10 days on vacation in strange beds, and my back was really bothering me. Did the 50-minute OPC reformer class for August, and it feels so much better. I love the theme of balance because one side of my back always hurts, and it made me tune into how I was working my body. Ooh, I love that. First of all, I love that OPC helped you there, of course, but I also love that you took the time for yourself. So many people after a trip would just be like, oh my God, I have to get back into these things. I have so much to do. I've got all these things to do. And you like took something for yourself, Stephanie, that is so cool. And you were able to really like tune into what your body was going through on one side versus the other. Lots of good information there. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so glad you went on a 10-day vacation. Good for you. All right. Selena Lowe from Agency said, so the first win is a bittersweet win here. With my price increase, I lost a small group class that we're doing one time per week, which of course I am sad to see them go as I have been teaching some of them for a few years now. My win is the way I handled it by not completely freaking out and remembering what LL tells us that we can lose the percentage of clients that we increase our rates by. When I read their message, it did hurt, but I have to understand people's financial situations, decisions. This particular group, I had a feeling that I would either get a pushback on the increase or they may go. So it was not a complete surprise either. They were getting a really good discount previously, which they actually were not aware of. To keep things simple for me, I want to have everyone be on the same prices. So the second win is that I already had a client on the wait list for that slot, and I filled it immediately, and I have a happy client that now gets her 2 sessions per week. That's amazing. I'm just going to pause before I read up for a second win. So when I highlight this, if you raise your rates by 5%, you can lose 5% of your clients and you're making the same amount of money and you have it less time. So that gives you more time to find people to fill those spots. So it's actually really important you know that. And it sucks when people don't like your rate increase, but also it's worth. Sometimes people are going to leave us and it's really going to be okay. And you never know. They come back. Okay, back to Selena's wins. She has a second win. I completed my injuries and corrective exercises course study and submitted the exam questions, papers for review. Fingers crossed I passed. Third one. I have to interrupt her win again. I love that you're celebrating that you just turned the thing in, Selena, and you're not waiting until you pass to celebrate. Fuck yeah. That's amazing. Okay, third win. 2 weeks in a row, now I have had good numbers to my prenatal yoga class and some great feedback from the participants. Feeling positive about what September will bring. Selena, thank you so much for sharing all 3 of these wins. They are huge. There's something for everyone here to see themselves in. I love that you celebrate wins even before they happen. And I also love that you're acknowledging how wins are happening, even when it feels like the door is closed on something, that it actually opened up a door of a win. I love that. Okay. So I have a couple wins. So, I am not someone who unpacks after a trip. I actually I don't know what I do. I just leave this. Well, I know what I do. I leave the suitcase just there. And then at some point I open it because I need my makeup out of there or something like that. But I'll just like leave it. And I don't know why I do this. I don't know. I don't just unpack right afterwards. I want to be someone who unpacks. And I decided on the way home from the trip that I was like visualizing myself unpacking the suitcase after I greet the dogs. Okay, I'm going to greet the dogs. I'm going to come in, I'm going to shower, and I'm going to unpack the suitcase. And I did it. And I know that's so crazy. I'm an adult who flosses her teeth and does all these things, but like for whatever reason, I'll just leave the suitcase open with stuff inside for weeks, or like, especially here's why this is an even bigger win. I'm actually leaving in 5 days for another trip. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll just unpack it when I go to pack it. Like I'll just like, I'm just like, I'll just do it at the same time. And it's like, no, I'm doing it and it feels really good. So some of you are probably like, oh my God, how disgusting. You know, we all have our flaws. So, the other thing that was really, really great about the trip is I had a lot of things that I wanted to get done on the trip, like a lot. I had a lot of blogs I wanted to write. I had a lot of things I wanted to do to make updates for this podcast for next year and some podcast guests I wanted to invite. And I also had this, not pressure, but like I had this deadline of like, okay, I was going to work on the next flashcard deck. Because ideally I was supposed to do 2 decks this year, and obviously I did 1. So I really like I had a week in Cambodia that was dedicated to getting all these projects done. And I was talking to, shout out to Kareen, I love her. She was like, well, make sure that you have room for a surprise in there and like for doing whatever. And I said, oh yeah, I will. And I love that she said that, because I just made sure that every single morning I tried a different route to my favorite place to work so I could be surprised. And that the moment I needed a break, I was like, well, let's just go walk somewhere else and get a change of scenery and be surprised. And that was really fun because it allowed me to have some moments of just like, oh, what's over there? Oh, I wonder what's over there. Oh, I wonder what's over there. And just like be in wonderment. And then when I got sitting down to work, like I had this like energy and excitement and creativity to bring to it. And I'm really proud of all the stuff I put together, and I can't wait for you to hear all about it. So anyways, I am so grateful. So here is your mantra. I will allow myself to evolve. I will allow myself to evolve. So what are these mantras for? They're for you to journal with. They're for you to percolate on. They're for you to repeat out loud 5 times. I always hear people like, what should I journal? What should I journal? So I just like Googled a bunch of fucking mantras, and I'm dropping one in the FYFs every week just in case you need something. You can use it all week long. You can say it all week long if you want. So anyways, I hope that this wins week was really fun for you. I want to hear your wins. I want you to send them to me. So I want you to shout them out loud from the rooftops. You are not bragging. You in fact are allowing people to go, wow, I can tell people I'm amazing. Yes, you fucking are. All right. So thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I can't wait for you to hear Monday's interview. And until next time, be it till you see it.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day. Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Kroll.
It is produced and edited by the epic team at Diseño.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Chofi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals and Semena Velazquez for our transcriptions.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all the content to our website, and finally to Meredith Crowell for keeping us all on point and on time.